Welcome back to the Sovereign Ratio. Chainlink, one of the most overlooked coins in crypto that's in the top 100 and has an amazing use case and a lot of interoperability between blockchains. Will it be the altcoin of the next run, or will it just continue to be something that's overlooked? Let's have a look at it, look at the TA, and look at what Chainlink is and what it provides to the community. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and leave me a comment below. So what is Chainlink? Chainlink is considered an oracle. When we think of Chainlink, we want to think of a chain link fence, essentially. That's why it's named Chainlink. A chain link fence is completely interconnected all the way through, and there are ties that keep it tied together. And that's exactly what an oracle is. So instead of paraphrasing it into my own words, I'm just going to read right off the Chainlink website. What is a blockchain oracle? Blockchain oracles are entities that connect blockchains to external systems, thereby enabling smart contracts to execute based upon inputs and outputs from the real world. They provide a way for decentralized Web3 ecosystem to access existing data sources, legacy systems, and advanced computations. In other words, Chainlink is a protocol that connects other blockchains together and execute smart contracts. The next area of interest would be to kind of look at what services and products Chainlink actually offers on-chain. So we're going to do that now. We're just going to scroll through. We go into the products section. Chainlink provides market and data feeds, decentralized and high-quality data feeds for DeFi, sports, weather, and more, essentially saying it can gather data and spit it back out in whatever format that it needs to. Functions, serverless developer program that can fetch data from any API and run custom compute, essentially, again, collecting data, utilizing API keys and other APIs to kind of amalgamate all of that together, or whatever it needs to do for that particular connection with another blockchain. It also offers automated execution of smart contracts and VRF, which is verifiable tamper-proof random number generator for blockchain gaming and NFT projects, kind of like we would think of in old school gaming where things is based on a role system, kind of providing that service as well to randomize and automate things. Proof of reserve, autonomous, reliable, and timely verification of on-chain and off-chain reserves, and cross-chain communication, the global standard for building secure cross-chain applications. So you might say, Jonathan, that sounds great and everything, but that sounds awfully technical. I just want to know what it does. So that's what we're going to do. I've got a few tabs open here. The first is Chainlink is the gateway to on-chain finance. It can connect islands of fragmented liquidity. Again, that sounds somewhat technical. It can increase transparency of tokenized assets. Again, enable faster, more efficient workflows. Great. But here's where it starts to be a little bit more realistic for the average person. Looking at decentralized finance. It makes decentralized finance more secure, gives high quality data. When looking at decentralized finance, it's the most widely adopted oracle in DeFi, which is true. We're going to take a look at that in just a little bit. Rapid integration and deployment, meaning that there's not a lot of front-end work to make this work on a DeFi protocol. A diverse range of decentralized services, which is good. Diversity is going to help many different kinds of blockchains thrive in this type of interconnectedness that it's producing. Blockchain agnostic oracle networks, meaning that it doesn't favor any particular blockchain network. It works with all of them. Then the next thing is how it supports Web3 gaming, which I think is huge. That's one thing that everybody's going to be interested in the future as the Web3 gaming slowly and surely starts to really take center stage in the gaming industry. But dynamic NFTs, Chainlink expands the design space of NFTs by enabling dynamic NFTs that react to off-chain data and time state changes, which would be very useful for gaming, particularly when someone's not playing, is when that would be important. Fairly distributed rewards, provably random NFT mints. If you're not familiar with NFTs, when somebody mints an NFT, they pay a certain fee to do so, and generally it's randomized what they get back or which NFT they get, unless they're in some sort of like super early program where they're allowed into a like custom special early adopter set or whatever. Unpredictable gaming experiences, which is good. Most gamers don't like predictability. They like to have a different experience than everybody else does. An unbiased game winner selection, which clearly, who wants to play a game that has a biased winner selection, right? The next thing is NFTs as digital collectibles. Chainlink helps to own consumer relationships, offers fresh consumer experiences, expand digital sales and royalty streams, and secure long-term consumer engagement, which this particular page is aimed more at the companies that are producing the games or products or NFTs. Next page, advancing climate markets, energy management, and other sustainability initiatives, bringing Web 2, which that is what we're using now as Web 2, bringing Web 2 data on-chain to support Web 3. So not only is Chainlink trying to interconnectedness between chains, it's also trying to drive interconnectedness between the old internet and what's going to be the new internet, which is really good that it's actually not just focused on the new technology, it's focused on actually making them synergistic. Powering climate markets with automated smart contracts, connecting digital climate assets cross-chain, and enabling industry controls for a high-integrity ecosystem. Next page can be used as a blockchain abstraction layer. Again, this is a more technical thing, but it offers the ability to generate new revenue streams, access to the blockchain economy, native blockchain interoperability, and future-proof integration gateway. Again, that's not going to be something the average person's interested in or makes sense. Chainlink is transforming the insurance industry. Design parametric insurance products, innovate and build insurance products for the blockchain industry, and monetize your data by selling it to blockchain-based insurance projects. Now, this is interesting to me, specifically innovate and build insurance products for the blockchain industry. That seems very, very interesting to me, and I did not know that Chainlink was doing that until I read this. But just for the sake of doing it, let's click on Ethereum to see what chains Chainlink is connected with or is providing services to. There's so many that I've not even heard of most of these. I feel like I would have Arbitrum, there's one that we know. Coinbase Cloud, Avalanche, Illuvium, there's one I know, that's a gaming token. And it also tells you what services it offers, that particular chain. Like on Illuvium, it offers NFT, data feeds, and VRF. Don't buy Inu. That's funny. Never heard of that. Just look at all. Huobi, that's a crypto exchange. Hyperswap, which is another crypto exchange that is heavy in the Polygon network. The list goes on and on. I could go through this all day and try to figure out what some of these are. Most of these I've never heard of, but a lot of them I have. So clearly, Chainlink is doing a lot. All right, so let's look at a little Chainlink TA. First thing I want to note is that I have the Binance chart to Tether pulled up, and I have the 1 week time frame up. You can see there is a very, very long support line that Chainlink has been above for a very long time, to the tune of January 2019. Just a few weeks ago, Chainlink actually popped down below and has since gone back up and reclaimed that support line, which for me is somewhat bullish. I'm not sitting here saying altcoins are bullish. I don't think they are at all. I think when Bitcoin makes its next move up, which theoretically is going to happen, I think it's going to happen. Some people don't, some bears don't. I'm neither bull nor bear. I just look at the statistics. Anyway, after Bitcoin makes its next move up and then subsequently has the normal correction, which we see in a bear market relief rally correction of 30 to 40 to 50%, Chainlink's going to get hit hard. And if Chainlink were to somehow continue to hold this line of support even throughout all that, I would be incredibly impressed. Probabilities and statistics are going to tell you that when that happens, Chainlink is going to suffer from it. Unless Chainlink has a massive run up before Bitcoin actually starts its correction later this year, I just don't see it holding this support. I see it coming down again and testing it as resistance and then going further south. But here's what we also have. There is a very clear line right here at $4.75, and you can see that is where Chainlink actually came down on the last move down, and it held that as support. So we have that at $4.75. In addition to that, we also have this level here at right around $3. If Chainlink ever gets below $3, that's the point where I will be okay. I don't really know about this. This is not looking good whatsoever, but it also could be a huge opportunity, right? Because if we look at the last bull market, Chainlink had a valuation at its peak on Binance of $53, which essentially, if you would have bought that anywhere around the halving, which is around this area, you would have had a potentially 1,327% gain, 13x. Huge money, right? It's not as big as some of the other altcoins, but I don't know any person in my life that would be pissed off about having a 13x on anything. Also, Chainlink did perform well in the last bear market. leading me to kind of see some confluence here between the last bear market and this one, where Chainlink just kind of it's vacillated right between 950, let's just say $10, and 550, 950 and 550 for the last several months. It's just gone back and forth, ping pong and up and down, whereas other altcoins have continued to bleed and bleed and bleed and bleed and bleed. And what we can do, just for shits and giggles, is to look at the Link BTC pair. There it is on Binance. Here's the Link BTC pair. You can see that it has slowly been bleeding against Bitcoin. I have not looked at this chart, obviously, because there's no markers or indicators on it, but we can kind of see something along the lines there. Short term, well, not short term, midterm, it's just been bleeding against its Bitcoin pair. But honestly, looking at other coins, really only coins like Matic and Trius and a couple of select others have actually outperformed what Chainlink has, and even one of them is that Trias has outperformed Bitcoin. But for the most part, all altcoins have been doing this. I mean, look at the retracement here. We have from here to here, the BTC valuation is retraced 89%, and the actual USD valuation has retraced 90%. So most altcoins generally retrace between 95 and 98% in these bear markets. So I'm not saying this is great performance by any stretch of the imagination, but what I am saying is that Chainlink does seem to have a home here in that 550 to 950 area. Next question, where could Chainlink go in the next bull market? Well, that's actually pretty simple. The way that I like to do that is I like to take a Fibonacci, a reverse Fibonacci, and we're going to assume that this was the bottom here, and look at the 1618. The 1618 is sitting here at $82.78, which I think is a reasonable target for the next bull market. From here, we've actually talked about this in a different video, but we'll go ahead and do it again. From here, that is basically a 12x, so kind of similar to what it did in the previous bull run. If Chainlink were really to catch a bid and catch investor confidence, which I don't see why it wouldn't, because it's so fundamental to the crypto space as far as interoperability between blockchains. I don't see why Chainlink has not historically been a sexy play, but why it can't be, I don't understand, because it's just one of those coins that if I were to pick a coin and say, hey, what coin's going to be around in 20 years? Like the one that I would pick other than Bitcoin and Ethereum would be Chainlink. I can't think of anything else that would have more long-lasting potential than Chainlink. So from current valuations to the 2618, that's a 20x at $130. Personally, if we were to blow past $80, I would be looking at the next big even here at $100 and say, you know what? I think that's probably where I'm going to take my profit. Like, I'm happy with that. That is a 15x. If anybody's upset with a 15x, I think you need to go have a psychological evaluation. Not psychological advice, also not financial advice. But that is a fantastic return on a fantastic coin, and one that I believe it's probably, if I were to say, if someone asked me what is your number one altcoin, I would say Chainlink or Polygon. It would be a very close tie between the two. But Polygon is something that could be easily replicated and also perhaps expanded upon, whereas Chainlink, there's just nobody in the same ballpark. It's not even a competition at this point. I'm not saying somebody can't create an oracle as good as Chainlink, but where are they? You know? So ultimately, I think Chainlink is one of the best coins in the crypto space. Could I be wrong? Absolutely, I could. Do I think it's going to go up significantly in the next bull market and continue to be a competitor in that top 10 space for future bull markets? Yes, I do. Could be wrong again, but I just don't see another fundamental coin to the crypto space at this point in time, other than a couple of close exceptions maybe, that have longer lasting value outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I hope you found this video useful. You learned something about Chainlink, and you learned something about this overlooked coin that actually has decent TA in the altcoin space, even though altcoins don't have great TA right now. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and leave me a comment on the video. I will be happy to reply to your comments, and I look forward to engaging with you more on the platform, making more videos, and kind of growing a community here. Thanks for coming by, and safe trading.